Welcome, fans of the Braves as well as the Rich Rebels. We are joined here on 98.3 KADQ as well as on mylocalradio.com. Final seconds here in the JV game between the North Summit Braves and the Rich Rebels. Rich coming out on top, 54-39. Thank you for joining us here in beautiful Randolph, Utah. The Braves have come up here from Colville in what should be a really, really good game between the Lady Rebels and the Lady Braves. If it's anything like what we've seen in the past, we're going to see a classic game and a hard-fought game between these teams that know each other very, very, very well. We welcome you out to our Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. That's Bear Lake, Utah, and Idaho. The best family vacations happen here. Plan your vacation today. Visit bearlake.org. I'm Cody Olsen here in the booth with Melissa Olsen. She's manning the camera today. Rob Leifson and company are down following boys basketball and wrestling. We'll keep you updated as to how that goes in just a moment. We'll come back to you on a presentation of Rich Rebel Lady Basketball presented by a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation on 98.3 KADQ and mylocalradio.com.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
So this is the reserve at Bear Lake, most beautiful place in the world. Come here and find out how you can buy your own Airbnb property and help pay for itself, or just come here and enjoy a second home. Sports courts, pools, hot tubs, access to 200 miles of mountain trails. Brand new homes now starting at $600,000. Quarter shares starting at $250,000. Would like to invite you to be part of that. Call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888.
Welcome back, everybody, here to our pregame show presented by Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau. It is now time for our My Local Radio scene set. The North Summit Braves and the Rich Rebels coming in tonight should be a good one. The Rich Rebels have a chance in both the boys and girls program to kind of polish themselves up, get ready, and shake up RPI and region standings as we're now about to get set to go into February. Should be a really, really good one. Let's start with the North Summit Braves. 9-7 on the season, 4-1 in region. They're going to be without their star point guard and volleyball star back in the fall, Marcy Richens. That's 17 points per game that you're trying to replace right there. Marcy has become a de facto coach and a great fan, cheerleader on the sideline, helping out everybody as we'll look forward to see how North Summit's able to bounce back from that. Last time that we saw North Summit, it was a little while ago in their recent games. They played well against North Sevier, losing by 2 points down to North Sevier. That was a really, really good game. I talked with Coach Holmes about that. And then yesterday, they went down at home in Colville, beat Millard in a very high-ranking RPI matchup right there. North Summit is young, and they're ready to play. They're out here coming on, taking the Rich Rebels. Our Rich Rebels currently 6-7, 3-1 in region. An ICS win proved a very positive trend in the front court as Darlene Peterson and Ellie Argyle were working back and forth to find each other, scoring some great points. Defensive and offensive rebounds came in bunches. You have two guards in the top 10 in 1A in scoring. Currently right now, 9th in the RPI. We're going to go ahead, come back to you, and bring you a couple interviews brought to you by the town of Woodruff, as well as Pam Corney out of Town and Country Realty on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Basketball, 98.3 The Wildlife.
When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to a place with the coldest temps and the warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Sabian, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
Go Rich Rebels!
Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
Back here again on our Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. We're now timing up just right to dip into our coaches show today. Special thanks to Pam Cornea at Town & Country Realty for making that possible. Our coaches show would not be anywhere without Pam Cornea. She does a great job in helping us support Rich Rebel Athletics. I was able to catch up with Coach Jerry Holmes here as we get ready for a tip-off between the Rich Rebels and the North Summit Braves. Let's hear from Coach Holmes. Rich Rebel fans, here joining with me on the Coach's Corner, Coach Jerry Holmes. We saw him last fall, and now Coach Holmes is coming back again with the Braves up to Rich. Coach Holmes, we're catching you at a moment where, there's some interesting things happening for the Braves so far. First of all, thank you so much. Can you touch up as to, an overall viewpoint, maybe from 1,000 feet up, how the Braves this season has gone so far?
Well, we've had a tough schedule, and with some injury and illness, we've had some ups and downs. We lost Marcy Richens, our leading scorer, leading rebounder, just all around great player, and so that was hard on us a few weeks ago when that happened. She hurt her elbow, and yet we've got some players stepping up, some young ones, a couple of freshmen, a couple of sophomores start for us now. And with being young, sometimes we've maybe had too many turnovers or made too many mistakes, but the effort's been great, and we've won some good games that we weren't sure we were capable of, or at least nobody else thought we were capable of. And winning last night against Millard was a huge step for us, as they're ranked number 1 right now. And yet we lost to North Sevier on Tuesday. So to see it from 1,000 feet up, maybe it depends on the day you see us as to how things are going.
Coach, North Summit game came down to the wire, just a 2-point loss to North Sevier. Then you bounce right back and play Millard. A lot of inexperience, but a lot of effort exhibited by the Braves right now. Would you consider the mentality and the effort a strength of your team at the moment?
Well, I'm real pleased with our mentality. It was disappointing on Tuesday, and when we lost that game, there were a lot of fans there, and I thought we had just lost the state championship the way North Sevier celebrated, but I think it was really it was a tribute to our program that they were that thrilled that they beat us. But our girls didn't let that set them back. Of course, it was disappointing, and the bus ride home was as quiet as it's been in a long time, and yet they came the next day for practice ready to get better, and they did. And even though we're young, we're pretty tough, and I like our progress. We've still got to work on our consistency. Last night we're up 9 points with just a little over 2 minutes to go, and it ends up being a 2-point game. So still some things that we've got to iron out and show some better composure, but overall just proud of our kids.
Coach Jerry Holmes joining me here on our pregame coaches show. Coach, from what I understand, you are coming long road trips. You had a game last night at home, and now you're all the way up to Rich right now. Have you had a chance to look at Rich? And if not, what do you know that a Rich team brings every single time they play the Braves?
Well, it started a long time ago, and maybe I had something to do with that when I was at Rich, but it does seem like the Rebels get a little up more than normal when they play North Summit. But we know that we're in for a battle tonight. As I watched and look at their stats, they've got a lot of girls who can score, and I know they're probably their best 3-point shooter, didn't play in December, and so we know she's getting back in the feel of things. And I've noticed she'll hit a couple of 3 points every game, and so that's McKee, and I see Lutz in the score column. Brittany Lamborn is tough as they come. I know she's one of their real workers and gets rebounds and makes plays for them. And I could name them all, but I think the point is that it's not always the same girl leading the scoring or in rebounds or whatever. They've got a lot of girls who are contributing, and that's a good thing for them, because if one girl's having a struggle, they seem to have others who can step in and fill in. But again, you throw all of that out when it's North Summit and Rich, because I think it's a good, healthy game for us, and I think our teams get along, but more than anything, we want to beat each other. So it's going to be a great game, and we have to put last night to rest. The last thing that I want for today is to have won a great game last night and then show up at Rich not ready to play. So that'll be our challenge today, is not being hungover from a great win.
Coach, I know that we'll have another chance maybe to touch up on round one, because the Rich Rebels and the Braves have round 2 5 days after today on February 3rd. I think that's everything here from Rich. We'll welcome you with open arms, as well as your girls, and we'll get ready for a fantastic game. Thanks so much, Coach.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Coach Jerry Holmes meeting with me just recently to talk about how these teams match up, how the Braves have been looking, and kind of the challenges that they're trying to overcome. Kind of recapping a little bit what Coach Holmes said perfectly right now. I mean, it's all about runs. It's all about streaks. It's all about finding momentum. Last night, the Braves come off a huge win, a huge 2-point win against Millard, in who was ranked number 1. And they're coming into this with high hopes. They want to play tough, and they want to come out with a win. For the Rich Rebels, they're trying to do the exact same thing. It is now time to get into deep region play. Find your personality. Find your identity as a team. Thank you for joining us on 98.3, as well as on our Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports.
When you think about Bear Lake, think family, fun, fishing, beaches, boats, green, and great food. Think water, wildlife, trails and shakes, snow, scenery, and sun. Think summer. Go to bearlake.org and plan your visit today. Visit Scenic Idaho.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Gary Ogilvie, Eldon Robinson, and Delora Wright encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The Town Council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District.
Now you've got a safe and secure place to store your boat, RV, ATVs, and other vehicles right in town. T-Bar Body Shop offers storage for just $35 per month. Long and short-term storage options are available. Of course, T-Bar Body Shop also offers custom body work when you have an accident. We work with your insurance directly and get the job done right. T-Bar Body Shop offers a wide range of services. Stop in today and see all the ways T-Bar can serve you. 515 County Road, Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans, as we get now into our starting lineup for the North Summit Braves. Presley Peterson, number 1. Number 10, Haslin Murdoch as well. 22, Heartland Richens. 23, Savannah Richens. And then Chelsea Langston. Those three were huge for the Braves against Duchesne a couple days ago. Brittany Lamborn getting the start today for the Rebels. Ambria Lutz as well. Number 12, senior. Taylor McKee, great facilitator for this team. We're going to need it today against the Braves. Mackenzie Smith as well. Darlene Peterson will round off your starting five here as we get ready for what should be a really fun matchup between the Braves and the Rich Rebels. Pretty easy to see that Chelsea Langston has a little bit of a height advantage over Darlene Peterson, not something that you see very often. Really quickly, our Lake Town Ledger all-time record between these two teams, 7-7. Should be a really, really fun one as now we're going to dip into our live camera. First quarter we will go. Our tip-off today, sponsored by MyLocalRadio.com. In our T7 Propane first quarter, ball up in the air, won by North Summit, driving into the lane. That's number 22, Richens, who pulls it right back out. Is going to slow it down just a little bit here. Back into their offense now, left side, Peterson driving across the lane and right near the free throw line, trying to go from near side to far side, gets fouled quickly. And their first foul for Darlene Peterson. Inbounds coming up here to Langston, who tries to feed inside, poked away by Smith. Into the arms of McKee. Across the court he will go. Brittany Lamborn on the right side wing. Picks up her dribble. Cross court all the way to the far side. McKee now working up against Presley Peterson. Jabs to the left, goes back up to the top to the Ambria Lutz. Then over to the right side, Lamborn does not dribble, goes back over to McKee. Driving in McKee, out to Lutz. Right side, three, just too short. Rattles off, and now there's a wrestle for it in the far near corner. North Summit comes away with it. Still 0-0 here in our first quarter. 7 minutes left here. We'll fix our scoreboard camera in just a moment. Peterson out here to Langston. Then out to the right side wing, Richens. Driving baseline, floats it up with the right hand, rolls around to the left. No good. Offensive rebound, and that one's good for the Braves. That's Haslin Murdoch. Murdoch getting the first points of the game here for the Braves. Now Peterson being fed from Lamborn on the right side. Now McKee back up to the top, surveying the defense. One dribble to the right. Lamborn again. Back up to the top, and now around the horn it will go. Smith fakes right, goes left. Lutz dribbling up to the top of the arc. Now McKee far beyond the arc, goes up back to the top for Lutz, and they do a little switcheroo. A little bit of an ISO thing coming on as Richens will guard. Now Smith feeding Peterson on the right block, inside out. Lutz thought about it, the three, then back to Smith. Little floater, does not go in. That was as far down into the basket as you could possibly go. No good, and a defensive rebound by North Summit. Here on the left side, number 23. Sorry, long hair sometimes gets in the way. Richens feeding inside Langston. Little hop step in a drive into the lane. Floater from about 2 feet out. That one's good. 4-0 currently for the Braves. McKee jabbing left, goes right. Lamborn at the top of the key. Back up to the top for McKee. McKee into the key. Doesn't matter. Almost a deflection at the top of the arc. McKee weaving inside is going to get a little bit of a double team. Now Lamborn pumps. Gets it to Smith. Smith to Darlene on the left side block. Cross-court pass. Lamborn has to go up with one hand on the right side wing. Bring it back down. Long three from McKee. Off to the right. No good. Ripped down by Savannah Richens. Here comes the Braves back into transition. They're up 4-0 here with just above 5 minutes left here in our T7 Propane first quarter. They've made a few points in the paint, and Darlene Peterson did her best to try and poke that one away as they were trying to feed it inside to Langston. Feed again to Langston on the left side wing, inside out far. Richens jumper right underneath the arc. That one's good. 6-0 and a quick run here by the Braves. Something that we'll have to keep an eye on very early on here in the first quarter. McKee to Lutz on the left side, dribbling around, getting it to Lamborn, and then bounces it right off of Smith's head, and then Lamborn goes up with the right hand. Lamborn ends up touching it as that was deflected. That was something that Mackenzie Smith wasn't expecting. She had turned the opposite way, bounced off the back of her noggin, and then went right back to Lamborn. Turnover nonetheless. Here comes the Braves. And a foul right on the left elbow as Heartland Richens, the freshman, driving. That's the second foul given up by the Rich Rebels. Langston uses her height, puts it up there in the key, no good. Offensive rebound, putting it back, Haslyn Murdoch. Murdoch with 4 points, I believe, and now an 8-0 run by the Braves here with just about 4 minutes left here in the first quarter. Not the way that you want to start out if you are the Rich Rebels. Don't want to give any type of points away, and right now they are giving it away. 8-0 run as the Braves are up. 4 minutes left here in the game, and McKee trying to make some space. Jumper from the right elbow. That one's good, bottom of the net, and that stops the run as Mackenzie Smith gets the feed from the right wing into the elbow and puts that one up just above the defender, 2-8. Murdoch kicks out to the right side. Here's Richens. Heartland. Drop step, and it just rolls off the front of the rim by Murdoch after she gets the feed. No good. Lutz now on the right side. Double 1-2 dribble right on the Rich Rebel little logo here. Now McKee, baseline, hand check there, and a foul by Savannah Richens. .325 left here in our T7 Propane first quarter, and a Crawford Trough inbound far out. McKee on the far sideline throws that one up. That one's going to go right off the front of the rim, graze it, and then it will be brought down by a Brave. Spinning Peterson, fouled by Darlene Peterson. 2 shots coming up and 2 fouls already for Darlene. Not something that you want to see, and Ellie Argyle is going to quickly check in. So first trip to the charity stripe, Presley Peterson, the sophomore. First attempt is up and good for Presley. 2-9 here in Randolph early on in our first quarter as the North Summit Braves went on a substantial run, and now they're going to bump up to 10, up by 8. Now the Rich Rebels probably just trying to settle down into their offense a little bit here. Have been able to get some shots, and they've been able to pass the ball off pretty easily. Stutter in the lane. McKee gets fouled by Langston. Langston says, yeah, I know. As that was a great move, a little hesitation trying to drive into the lane. That's what McKee's really good at. Now she's going to earn a chance for 2 at the line. Bear Lake Realty free throws coming up. First one up and good for McKee. Go ahead, call Gary or Amber McKee at 435-946-8888. That's BearLakeRealty.com. Second attempt now from McKee. And that is off the back iron, no good. Smith tracks it down far, steps on the line on the far sideline. Quick inbound here by the Braves, and now they're going to push it down the court. This is number 22, Heartland Richens, the freshman, who's going to be able to take over some duties as Ellie Argyle falls right into the passing lane, almost picks it off, and then has it stripped away by the Lady Braves. Back into the offense, the Braves at the very top. Heartland Richens out to the left side. Savannah feeding inside. Langston swinging, gets it back up to the top of the arc. Peterson throws it out to the right side. High up in the air, right off the front of the rim, no good. Offensive rebound by the Braves, and that one's left really short. Doesn't touch anything. It will roll out of bounds and a turnover here. Braves up 10-3 as, the Braves with high-intensity offense right now. Things are falling for them, and as for the Rebels, they're just not able to make them fall. That's the difference right here. Lamborn getting it on the left elbow, driving into the lane, up with the right hand. That one's good. And a great seal-off by Mackenzie Smith right there. That's what made that play happen. Here comes the Braves into the lane. Floater from about 8 feet out. No good by Heartland Richens. It's ripped off the board by Brittany Lamborn. Now feeding way inside to Argyle and bumped in the back. Langston has a look of surprise as it was a very soft bump in the back, but it is enough for our officiating crew to say, that's enough. So Ellie Argyle is going to go to the line. They're down 5 with 2 minutes left here in our T7 Propane first quarter. Free throw just off to the left by Ellie Argyle. Every time Argyle goes to the line, I can't help but remember that Bear Lake game where it came down to the very, very bitter end off of free throws by Argyle to put them up for the win. Argyle, second chance, rolls off the front. That one's good. 6-10, 4-point cushion being sat on by the Braves. Strutting across the timeline, going from right to left. The Braves are in all purple with white numerals, spinning into the lane, and a travel called right there as maybe just a little bit, it was like a slow motion type of move by the Braves as the ball went into the basket, but our official here on the outside called it a travel. 6-10, 1:47 left here in our first quarter. Violet Taylor has checked into the game as well as Argyle. And Tingy, right side, 3 from McKee. That one's good. Now 9-10, McKee with a big three-pointer here in the first quarter. Missed shot there on the far sideline. It's going to go off the backboard, last touched by a Rich Rebel. It will stay with the Braves. So here comes an inbound here for the Lady Braves. Murdoch up to the very top. This is number 11 for the Braves, Charlie Sargent. Another 3 off the backboard, no good. Murdoch rips it off the glass, stutter into the lane. Here we go, another shot just off the back iron and last touched there by a Brave as a missed shot will go into a plethora of hands and go rolling out the back, the baseline. Ball will go to the Rich Rebels. 1 minute remaining here in our T7 Propane first quarter. Only a 1-point lead held by the Braves. Violet Taylor now near corner to Tingy. Back to Taylor up at the top. McKee surveying, looking across the defense, spinning, making some room. Gets bumped in the lane and then kicks it right out to Pugmire. That one's deflected and the Braves come away with the ball and a foul called as the Rebels, as hands were flying everywhere, the Rebels are going to get caught for a reach-in after losing the ball, losing possession of the ball. Now the Braves with the basketball, again going from right to left on your radio dial. They have about 40 seconds left. They could kill it if they want. Murdoch being fed from the left side wing. That's a foul as she spun to the left, put it up with the right hand, and Ellie Argyle is going to get pegged with her first personal foul. Murdoch with a chance to push it to 3. First attempt here from the line. That one's up and to the right. No good on that first one. Into her progression, second attempt. Deep squat up and off the front of the rim. That one's good, so now 2-point lead here. 34 seconds left. Rebels with the ball. McKee across the timeline, gets it out to Tingy on the right side. Tingy looks, one hops, gets it into Violet Taylor. Then Pugmire off of the hockey assist and a foul inside the paint by the Braves. That's number 23, Savannah Richens, the senior. So Pugmire's going to go to the line. They're trading a couple free throws right now. Pugmire, that one up and good with the lefty. That's something pretty cool. 2 post players for the Rich Rebels in Pugmire and Darlene Peterson, left-hand dominant. It's pretty cool. Second attempt for a Bear Lake Realty. Free throw, no good. Bouncing around. Here comes the Braves coming up with the ball. Fast break coming up as it's stalled right at half court and now out to the left. Savannah with the jumper off the left of the iron, no good. Pugmire has to back off. Now back up into their 2-3 defense. And the Braves with the ball. Back up to the top, feeding inside. Murdoch, inside out. 3 ball from the left side. That one's good. Great shot from number 3. And then a heave at the end of the quarter, no good by McKee. That's a huge shot for Maddie Croxford as she had checked into the game. And now, after the end of 1, 10-14 is your score for North Summit. We'll go ahead, dip into our Bear Lake Realty fan cam. Your new home in Bear Lake is 1 phone call away. I promise you, Gary and Amber McKee are going to help you out as you can call them at 435-946-8888. Let's go ahead, take a quick moment. We'll come back to you in just a second on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports, 98.3 The Wildlife.
This is Gary McKee. inviting you to call Bear Lake Realty today, 435-946-8888. Find out how you can be part of this beautiful area here with sandy beaches and private access, or the quickest way to get access to the marina in the Bear Lake area. You can have your own second home or a quarter share into those second homes for starting at $250,000, or you can start your own Airbnb investment and use it as well. Just call us and we'll teach you how to do that at Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Here we go, back into the action, now into our second quarter. A foul on the Rich Rebels early on after a shot attempt here. The Braves will come up with the basketball, possession to them. Again, they're going to the left side of the court. Little stutter out to the right, and I have to apologize. Heartland and Savannah, I have to differentiate. They're one number off in the roster. They have the same last name, and I guess I just need to get on the ball. Here we go. Now on the left side, this is Heartland Richens. Heartland feeding inside Murdoch, has to go up for it, rip it down in between two Rich Rebel defenders, and the Rebels aren't going to come away clean from that. They're going to get another foul. This one's on 25. Violet Taylor down by 4. Inbound, Murdoch into the arms, and a little up and under, and that's pretty. Ball was deflected off the initial inbound, and then Heartland Richens goes up and does a little reversal. Here comes the Rich Rebels offensive rebound, followed up, and Ellie Argyle. Ball falls down onto the court after the missed three-point attempt by the Rebels, and Ellie trying to get that putback will get fouled. Braves again up 6 points here with 7 minutes left in our second quarter today. Bear Lake Realty free throw, first one up and good for Ellie. Making it work there in the paint. Looking for more Plains Tire points in the paint. That's tires, wheels, maintenance, all with a smile. Plains Tire, second attempt here for Argyle. That one too far to the right, but it's ripped down by Mackenzie Smith, who has to track it down in the far corners. He's kind of stuck there, has to give it away there to Pugmire, who bails her out. McKee on the left side, stutters, right-hand dribble, getting it back up to the top of the arc. Back over to the left side, Smith in off the arms of Ambria Lutz, and then a little jump ball. Langston, Lutz, and that is our first jump ball of the game. Well, actually, I don't believe it is. Mound Valley Cattle Company supporting our jump balls today. A little bit of an inbound, and then McKee on the far side, back up to the top for Lutz. Braves, stellar defense inside, and Argyle had a great look backing down Langston. She just leaves it a tad too long. Here come the Braves into transition. Heartland into Langston. Jumper right in front of the free throw line. No good. Ripped down. Tracked down by Pugmire, who gives it back to McKee. 5-point differential again. Lutz now stuttering, getting it inside. McKee, Argyle, fadeaway off the glass from about 4 feet out. That one's pretty and good for Argyle, 13-16. Heartland Richens now to the right side. Ball is up for grabs, but instead Croxford is able to come down with it, able to track it down. Murdoch jabs on the right elbow, gets it back to Heartland. Right off the front of the rim, no good. Langford uses her height, and the ball ends up in the arms of a Brave with a third attempt. Argyle finally able to get a defensive rebound. Gets it out to Lutz on the right side. Smith takes a dive, but has to get back up on her feet. And a travel stutter right there from Lutz as she tried to get it back up to the top. Turnover there, and we can't have too many of those. When you're playing such a stellar team like North Summit, they're able to capitalize on that kind of stuff. Peterson drives into the arms of Smith. The basket was good, but it's going to be before the shot. Smith kind of had a wide base, and then Presley Peterson kind of ran into those arms. That is the 7th foul given by the Rich Rebels, so that's going to be a 1-and-1 opportunity here for Peterson. First one up and good. That one's automatic for her. Round number 2 is also good. 18-13 advantage North Summit with 5:30 left here in our second quarter. Rich Rebels in their all whites, blue accents. Lutz out to Smith on the left side. Smith has to look up, trying to find anything inside, gets it back to Lutz, who drives to the right side. Now McKee looks inside. Pugmire keeps her pivot foot. Dribble once, inside out, shot for Lutz at the top, and that one's no good. Too far to the right. That will go out the baseline and a turnover as that thing didn't touch anything on the hoop or the rim. Lamborn checking in here as maybe some defensive pressure will be implemented by the Rich Rebels. Hartland out to Peterson on the right side. Driving baseline, feeding inside, and then Murdoch ends up with it. Lamborn able to wrestle that one away. Outlet here to Lutz. And a little crossover there to McKee now on the left side, far beyond the arc, trying to set up some offense. Lutz skipping Lamborn right side. Cross-court pass, McKee driving, floating, off the glass, rolling around twice and goes in. Great shot there from McKee. Quickly into transition, the Braves into Langston, right on the elbow, shot too short, follows her own shot, goes up with it, and one. Langston showing perseverance, grit, and the determination to put that thing in the bucket. She missed her initial first shot, followed it up with the offensive rebound, got the foul, and put that one up and in with the right hand. 15-20, no good on the three-point play, another offensive rebound. And that's huge as the Murdoch capitalizes, puts that one away. And now we're going to go into our Independent Software Solutions timeout. Let Brian be your IT guy. 30 seconds. We'll come back to you on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Basketball, 98.3 The Wildlife.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Welcome back here to our second quarter, brought to you by Stacy's Repair. When you need a repair, take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Here we go. Rich Rebels trailing by 7. 4 minutes before halftime. A little update here. The Rich Rebel boys are down by 1 point, 41-42 against Telos. Ball almost saved, as that's going to be a backcourt violation. That pass from Lamborn on the right side goes up and over the head of McKee. Tried to track it down before it was too late, but she stepped on the line, and now the Braves will take over. We'll keep a update from you as we have our field reporter, Rob Leifson, out in Orem, covering the Telos Titans and the Rich Rebels. Here comes the Braves now. Hartland out to the top. Peterson inside. Langston, long stride, inside out. Peterson, jumper. That one's good from about 13 feet away. Not an easy shot, and that one's good. 24-15, 9-point lead. McKee, Euro step into the lane. That one's super. 17-24 as McKee answers immediately. Peterson, one dribble up to the top and then feed from the left side. Murdoch, stolen away by Grohl. Passes it off rugby style to Ambria Lutz. Feeding right in front of McKee. Now Lamborn, right side baseline, back up to the top. McKee thought about the three, drives, dribbles out for a long one for Lutz. That one's good, and that's how you get back into the game. 5-point run within 25 or so seconds. 3 minutes left here before halftime. Peterson into Langston, inside out. Another three to match. Off to the right, no good. Murdoch up and underneath on the offensive rebound and put it back. That one also superb. Offensive rebounds have been the key for North Summit as they have been able to out-rebound the Rich Rebels right now, and that's what's kept them in such good position. McKee, right side, Lamborn, feeding right at the elbow. Argyle up into the arms of the front court of the Braves. No good. Ripped off the glass. Here comes the Lady Braves. Savannah, floater. Nothing's going to stop her. Right in front of the free throw line. 28 to 20. Grohl getting it back up to Lutz at the top. Now back to Grohl. One dribble hop back to Lutz on the left side. Stutter drive to the left side baseline. Now she's in trouble, has to throw it into the middle of the defense, stolen away by Murdoch. Lundgren not happy. He knows that the execution's not great. Langston getting the feed. Another inside out. Now onto the right side. Haslin. Murdoch back to Haslin on the far corner. Another dribble into a jumper. No good. Murdoch missed it. Langston with the offensive rebound. That one's up and good. So offensive rebounds galore for the Braves right now is what is killing the Rebels. They're now down 10 points after getting it really close. 1:30 left in the game. Grohl getting it up to the Rebel logo, and Lutz looks right, goes left to McKee on the left side wing. Up into the top. Very adamant Independent Software Solutions timeout taken by Coach Lundgren. We'll take it ourselves. Come back to you on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on 98.3 The Q.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome back to our second quarter, a conclusion of the first half coming up here, brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Our Station on Main scoreboard reading 30-20, a 10-point cushion now for the North Summit Braves. Cross-court pass into the stands. And a turnover, and not what Coach Lundgren was expecting. Here's Peterson inside to Langston. Stolen away by Lamborn here. Now pushing it up to the court. McKee near the media table, about 3 feet away. Crossover has the passing lane cut off. Lutz back to McKee. Dribble, spin, trying to make a little bit of room. Looking inside. Grohl thought about the jumper. Needs a little bit of help. Thought she might have stutter stepped and then missed. A missed layup followed up by a putback by Darlene Peterson. She's back in the game after being out with foul trouble early. 22-30, 8-point lead. Murdoch against Peterson. Straight up, no good. Peterson and Murdoch both go for it. Ball goes careening out the back line. Last touch by a North Summit Brave. Darlene there to pick her up. That one's a really fun matchup, really, to see Haslin Murdoch, the freshman, just putting up insane second chance points. And she's going to go up against Darlene. And that should be a really fun one and probably a key for our second half, as we have 30 seconds left before the end of the first. Back up to the top and around. No dribbles by the Rich Rebels. No one's put it on the ground quite yet until Grohl does. Lamborn gets it out to McKee. Deflected, goes high up into the air, out to the right side baseline underneath the basket. Here comes our Crawford Trough inbound. McKee being ushered farther and farther where the ball went out. Lamborn up and around to the top into McKee. 14 seconds. Gets it out to Lutz. Driving in again. Floater rolling off to the right. Says no, Darlene. A jump ball. Got to say that one surprises me. I thought that perhaps Peterson had established position, but instead the Braves will end up with the possession. Here comes the Braves out on the right side, and a three at the buzzer. It sticks right in between the backboard and the rim. Couldn't have planned that one any better. And what a way to end the first half. 22-30. Rich down by 8. North Summit up by 8 here at halftime. We'll come back to you with a few diagnostics, a few statistics, and an interview from head coach Cody Lundgren after this on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans and fans of North Summit. Currently, North Summit up by 8, and that has been off of stellar performances by Haslin Murdoch and Chelsea Langston getting those offensive boards and second chance opportunity. I mean, quite frankly, it almost seems as though half of the points from the Braves right now have been off of second chance points. Special thanks to our band, doing a fantastic job keeping us entertained. They're keeping the crowd really into it as we're having a great time here. Rich has a little bit of a hole to dig themselves out of, and right now, North Summit seems to have the number of the Rich Rebels in terms of the rebounding department. And a few mistakes by the Rich Rebels have made it a little bit complicated for that comeback. We'd like to thank you for joining us here in our halftime show. Special thanks to the town of Randolph, that's Mayor and Town Council, for allowing us to touch up on these highlights. Huge three-pointer by McKee stopped that run at the very beginning of the first quarter. At the end of one, 10-14 by North Summit, and then you're going to add kind of double that, basically, and now it's 22-30. We're going to go ahead, dip into our interview with Coach Cody Lundgren, what he had to say about this upcoming weekend's events and what the Rich Rebels can do to get into the basketball spirit and get ready for the state playoff tournament. Coach Lundgren, take it away. Rich Rebel fans, back here again with Coach Cody Lundgren. Coach Lundgren, we've had such an amazing couple weeks with basketball, a lot to learn from with the girls coming up, and a lot of really impressive trends that we have seen. I mean, the first one, we started to see a very positive trend and a connection between Ellie Argyle and Darlene Peterson in the front court. Multiple assists and scores coming in between one or the other, feeding the other for points underneath. Coach, does a connection like that in the front court open up your offense? What does it do for your girls?
You know, it's huge. You know, our guards have been doing a better job of getting the ball inside, and then when our post players get the ball inside, they've been either scoring the ball very well, making a very, good move even if they miss it. Making a very, good move even if they miss it.
Rich Rebel fans, back here again with Coach Cody Lundgren. Coach Lundgren, we've had
our post players get the ball inside. They've been either scoring the ball very well, making a very, good move even if they miss it, and they're finding each other. So they're making great interior passes. Probably the best I've seen in a long time, and it just helps us. It just helps open everything up.
Coach, I mean, this might be looking beyond the mark just a tad, but I thought it was a pertinent question to talk a little bit about Darlene and Ellie. They're part of your core, and they are the future of Rich Rebel girls basketball. How have you seen them grow this year, and how confident are you in them to carry on the Rich Rebel basketball tradition after this senior class goes?
The senior class is a pretty fun one, and just like every senior class, we'll miss them a lot when they leave. But, I'm very confident in our juniors and our sophomores coming up that, they'll just like just like years prior, that they'll be able to keep us rolling in the right direction. And I like what I'm seeing on the court right now with, 3 or 4 of those girls that are coming up that have had opportunities to play, and they're doing great things. And it's just great to have all these kids involved in our program.
Coach, offensive and defensive rebounds came in bunches against ICS on Saturday. It felt as though the Rich Rebel girls, every time they put up a shot, they at least had 2 or 3 chances if they did miss. With North Summit coming in, them being a little bit bigger school, maybe a little bit of a bigger size advantage, do you feel as though that rebound trend that you saw against ICS is going to be big? Do you hope that trend continues over?
Yeah, usually when we're playing, there's some teams that will get 2 girls back after we shoot a shot, and sometimes we will only get 1 or maybe not any. And then, against ICS, we just told them to crash boards hard, and, our size and our athletic ability helped us get rebounds, and they fell to us, and we were able to get a lot more shot opportunities, which helps us.
Coach, the Tabiona game, one was super fun to cover. A lot of emotion. That's what sports is all about. It was incredibly close, almost knocking off number 2 ranked Tabiona. Was there any moral victory or silver lining that you saw in that great game in losing to such a really good team?
We saw a lot of good things that day. We ran our stuff. We were confident when we got the basketball. And, for the most part, I felt that we rebounded the ball very well. And, at times, we made a few mistakes. We put them on the free throw line 27 times, which is going to be tough to win a game when you give a team that many opportunities for 3 baskets. But, we saw a lot of good things. And, one other thing that we saw while we were playing is in the crunch time and when things were crazy, our girls responded flawlessly, and they kept playing. And they stepped up, and they wanted the ball, and they wanted those opportunities, and they didn't shy away from them. So I was very proud of them.
Coach, just kind of touching back one more time into North Summit. And, North Summit is 3-0 in 2A. Another big test coming up. They're coming here to Randolph. What trends did you see last week against Tabiona and ICS and even St. Joseph that make you confident coming into this rivalry matchup coming up this weekend?
It's a huge game for us. They're a very well-coached team. They're fast. They're athletic. But, I really like our chances in the game, as I do every team that we schedule. We schedule hard like this, so we're ready in the end. And I'm excited for our girls to get a chance to go up against this team and show what they can do and keep improving. I look to continue to see our posts inside. I look to continue to stretch the defense with great shooting from our guards and just their ability to take care of the ball and to see different defenses and to keep getting better and make adjustments.
Coach, it's always great to catch up with you. Anything else before we end our interview?
No, thank you. I appreciate you.
No problem. Coach Cody Lundgren doing a fantastic job with a bunch of fantastic girls out here in Rich. We'll get ready for the North Summit game coming up right after this. Well, that was Coach Cody Lundgren, and now we're at halftime. We have a chance to see what the Rich Rebels can do to kind of bounce back from what they've saw in terms of tendencies from North Summit. First and foremost, you have to box out. You have to win this. You have to equalize this rebound battle if you want to get the points to come your way. Cannot give the Braves 2 or 3 chances every time they come down the floor. That's huge for the Braves right now. And, it's been massive. Murdoch and Langston have been forces in the paint right now, and I feel like that's been the biggest difference. And, inside out, too, as well, getting good shots. Langston gets her space, turns around, pivots, throws it to a guard out there. It's really impressive. We'll go ahead and touch up with our last sponsors, get ready for our Epic Recreation third quarter on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on 98.3 The Wildlife. Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of 6,300 feet, with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that is one reason why the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, a value for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Sim Bell and the town board, Melanie Lim, Clay Barker, Brandon Hatch, and Frank Sano, support the Rich Rebels and hope that you can come back often. Rich Rebel fans and fans of North Summit, we're getting ready now for the start of our third quarter, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Currently, the North Summit Braves up by 8 points, 30-22. Good time for us to mention, at the Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals and that every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe the development of lifelong learners. We believe that a quality education makes the difference. These beliefs are reflected in graduates who are college and or career ready. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student. Ambria Lutz wasting no time, cutting down the lead to 6. Here comes the Braves. Langston on the far quarter feeding inside. Right up and over the top, Murdoch, the freshman, over Mackenzie Smith. And you've got to be really excited if you're a Braves fan to see Murdoch putting in such impressive work inside the paint as a freshman. That's something that only is going to get better if you are a Braves fan. And it's exciting to see the development of players on both sides. Lutz gets it tipped away, and Lamborn has to reel it back in. From behind, a Wolf call and a jump ball between Heartland Richens and Brittany Lamborn as that ball just kind of went too far, kind of deflected, went into no man's land right in the half-court line. Each team has swapped places now as the Rich Rebels are going from right to left, and now the Braves are going left to right. Peterson driving up and over the top of Darlene Peterson. Great move, as that was a nice little jumper about 2 feet in front of the right elbow. McKee, Lutz, and then Lamborn on the left side, getting the screen from Smith up and over the top. Lamborn throws it right into the arms of Heartland Richens. It's deflected, goes back into the arms of McKee. Lutz driving baseline, looks for Lamborn, cutting to the basket. That's a beautiful move as she dips up and underneath the defense of the North Summit Braves. 26-34, 8-point lead. Peterson, hockey pass down to Langston, back to Peterson at the top, now onto the right side. Heartland Richens. Langston guarded by Smith. Inside, now Murdoch almost picked off, and now a free three as the defense collapsed for the Rich Rebels inside, and now a kick out to the right side, three-pointer, good for the Braves. 37-26. The scoreboard in the gym is a little bit off, but they'll fix that. The score is 26-37. McKee bounces it too high in a carry call. And right now, the Braves sitting on 11-point lead after a huge three there on the right side wing. Inside Langston, inside out. This time intercepted on the right block by McKee. Good eyes by McKee to read the eyes of Langston. And she does the exact same thing, and it's picked off in the paint by Murdoch. Driving, Heartland Richens goes up to the right side. Savannah, Murdoch, Langston. Touching 4 Braves in a matter of 2 seconds, and that one's a shot up and good. 39-26. The Braves starting to pull away here a little bit here. Let's see what the Rich Rebels can do. Right side, Lamborn. Now into the middle, Darlene. No hesitation. Shot from Lutz on the left side, just a little bit too far. Normally makes that one, and now there's 4:40 left here in our Epic Recreation third quarter. 13-point lead. Back up to the top, Heartland Richens swapping up and over, crossover, and a deflection kick out. And when it rains, it pours. Left side baseline, shoot and score for Savannah Richens on the jumper. 41-26, not where you want to be right now if you're the Rich Rebels. McKee getting the handoff from Lutz, dribbling into the lane, kick out. Lutz driving, floating off the glass, no good. Long rebound. Peterson rips it down off the glass and comes down with it and then throws it like a baseball way down the court. Just led Heartland Richens a little bit too far off of her fingertips out the back line, and a turnover. Here comes our Crawford Trough inbound. 26-41, and the Braves have gone on a substantial run to start the third quarter, setting a tone and the precedence. Violet Taylor is checked into the game, gets it back to McKee at the top, and then McKee swivels on the left elbow, goes back up, and now Lutz driving baseline from the left side wing back to McKee. McKee swinging Lutz from the short corner. That's a great shot from Lutz, and she's been in a little bit of a shooting funk lately. Hopefully that will get her out of it. 29-41, 12-point lead. Murdoch on the near corner. Driving in, Murdoch getting the feed from the inside, up and good, high arcing. Right now, the shooting percentage is astronomical for the Braves right now. Impressive shooting and, unselfish basketball right now being exhibited by North Summit. Feed inside to Ellie Argyle, right side elbow jumper from Violet Taylor, no good. Darlene Peterson fighting underneath the backboard. It will be touched and hit one of the bars, holding it to the wall. The Rich Rebels will hold on to it. It will go up and underneath. Darlene gets subbed out. Haiti Pugmire's coming in. Out onto the floor, Argyle, Pugmire, Lutz, McKee, and Taylor. McKee, again, another dribble pass to the left side for Lutz, who just misses that one. Lutz trying to shoot the Rebels out of this one right now. Peterson almost out of control. Ball goes up into the air. It's ripped down on the defensive board by McKee. Ambria into Pugmire. Good find. Pugmire after the splitting assist by Ambria Lutz, and that's a really cool play and an option for a precision play of the game. And Ambria Lutz got bowled over there. Right here, a blocking call fouled on the right side wing. That Lutz assist to Pugmire should be a really fun one to touch back up on at the end of the game here for our precision play of the game. 31-43, 12-point lead. Rebels trying to claw back into it. Langston being double teamed, gets a find there on the right side from Peterson. Langston demands attention on the left block, switches around, finds Peterson on the back cut behind her, and then she scores. 45-31. McKee out to the right side. Taylor, dribble, stop, out to the right baseline. Pugmire up to the top. McKee, long three, off the front, no good. Ball's up for grabs, ripped down by Heartland Richens, who's trying to weave in and out of Rebels as she gets from her own backcourt into her offense on the right side. Now Peterson at the very top of the arc. Goes right back to Heartland, who has an open three-point shot. This time, no good. It seemed as though that was one of the very few times the Braves have not been able to capitalize. McKee trying to get that rebound, trying to get up with the right hand on the fast break points after that defensive rebound. Left it really short, just grazed the front of the rim. 1:24 left here in our third quarter, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Murdoch into the arms, blocked there by Violet Taylor and Pugmire. Defensive pressure costing the Braves a foul there. Heartland Richens reaching inside, this time got pegged for a foul. McKee to Smith, back to McKee on the Crawford Trough inbound on their own baseline. Across the timeline from right to left, right-hand dribble, right side wing. Taylor into Lutz on the right elbow. Gets caught up in some traffic, back out to Taylor, off the glass, too far to the right. The ball goes up for grabs, close. And finally, the outlet there from Heartland Richens to Sargent. Now Langston being left alone on the right side. Leaves it long, gets her offensive rebound and puts it back. Again, that offensive rebounding, something we talked about in our halftime show, that the Rich Rebels have to be able to stop. That right there is incredibly difficult, to be able to outscore a team when another team is getting 3 times as many chances at the basketball and putting shots into the bucket than you are. Here comes McKee getting a screen from Violet Taylor at the very top, down to Lutz. Right-hand dribble at the very top of the arc. Now skipping to McKee on the right side. Pump to the right, dribble inside, feed to Pugmire, cutting back on the right baseline. That one's good. So the Rich Rebels able to score a little bit here, but they're not able to stop anybody on defense. 13 seconds left before the end of the third quarter. Sargent with the ball on the right side, up to the very top. Now Heartland Richens feeding to Murdoch, up and underneath. 2 steps up with the right hand and good. Shot for McKee at the buzzer. No good by McKee. That is your final, not your final, well, that's the score on the Station on Main scoreboard after the end of 3 quarters. North Summit 39, Rich 33. We'll come back to you in 30 seconds on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Back into it for our Bear Lake Memorial fourth quarter. We're going to go ahead dip into our Bear Lake Realty fan cam for one last time. Gary and Amber McKee will make it happen for you at 435-946-8888, finding any type of real estate right now in the Bear Lake area. That should be really fun and quite the feat. Entertaining, to say the least, if you're trying to get into real estate at the moment. Bear Lake is a hotbed for activity right now. Gary and Amber McKee are going to be able to help you if you do that. Into our fourth quarter, Rich is currently down by 16 points. They have a very large mountain to climb right now, and the Braves are going to throw in some pressure on defense to prohibit any type of comeback. Doubling McKee on the right side wing. Now a drive from Smith, partially blocked there by Langston. Ball will go out of bounds. Rebels will keep it for a Crawford Trough inbound. Darlene out to the left side, then back into Darlene, inside out. Smith touched on the right arm, left it long, and now the ball rolls, and it's finally tracked down there by Morgan Wild. Braves now into transition into their offense, now left side. Wild feeding Langston. Another shot from Murdoch. That one's no good, and a foul as Charlie Sargent, very quite possibly one of the smallest out there, ended up with the basketball. I mean, like, if the gods will it, then it's going to end up in the arms of Sargent. She's going to have a chance for 2 points at the line here as she got fouled on the putback. First one, just a little short. No good on that one. Second opportunity for Sargent. Collects herself, finds what's wrong, puts that one up, and capitalizes. Now a 50-burger for the Braves here in Randolph. They're up now by 17. Lamborn cutting back to Darlene Peterson in front of the free throw line, then to Smith on the left side block, throwing it up quickly, putting that one home, 35-50. Foul here on the near side, right in front of the media table, as Lutz a little aggressive, trying to hound Maddie Croxford into coughing up the basketball here. Inbound back to Croxford, who little bit far out from beyond her range on the right side wing, instead gets it back in. Back up to the top. Croxford takes what I said and says shove it, shoots it, almost went in. And a foul here on the near corner. No, stepped on the line after the long offensive rebound. Again, another offensive rebound by the Braves. 15 points here for the Rich Rebels to overcome in 7 minutes of time in our Bear Lake Memorial fourth quarter. Smith, no hesitation, right side, leaves it just a tad off the front of the rim. Here comes the Braves after the defensive rebound through the arms of Croxford. As she's her own worst critic, she knew she had that one. It was a great feed onto the right side wing, went right through her hands, out of bounds, and a turnover here. Rebels will end up with the ball. One thing that we've seen in this game that's been quite refreshing, and not a lot of I'll knock on wood here, not a lot of fouls by either team. It's been a very, very clean game, and the Braves and the Rebels have been doing a very good job of putting the ball in the bucket. Here comes a feed, right side, jumper Smith, who has missed that one. Now the ball rolling out on the floor, finally picked up by Hartland, feeding inside, and a huge block by Darlene Peterson. That one's crazy. Darlene with the block here, and then the follow-up called and put in by the Braves after the initial block. 52-35, just under 6 minutes left here. Lamborn dribbles off of her foot. We can't tell if it was touched by a Brave or a Rebel. They're going to say last touched by North Summit. Lamborn looking back over to McKee on the right side. Into the key. Right side feed. Darlene spinning up with the left hand. High off the glass. No good. But a foul on Langston. Rebels trying to put up some type of, they're being very quick to take the first shot because they have an insurmountable, a very large lead they need to overcome. Here comes Darlene Peterson, left-hand shot. That one off the back right corner of the rim, falls out, no good. 35-52. Still remaining 5:44 in our Bear Lake Memorial fourth quarter. Redemption shot for Peterson, no good. Langston tried to outlet, and that ball goes into the stands. Just not on the same page. It would have been really cool and a good lead pass as to transition into offense or fast break points, but instead, nobody there, nobody home, goes over the head of a Lady Brave out of bounds. Smith on the far corner picks up her dribble, goes into Ellie Argyle, has to go up into the arms of Langston, and just a huge wall to cover. Argyle, again, after the feed from Darlene on the offensive rebound, missed. Darlene steals that one away, gets it to Lutz. 3-on-2 opportunity and a foul before the shot. Probably a good foul if you're the Braves, as you're trying to stop that transition points. And now you get your whole defense back in position. Here come the Rebels. Up to the top for Darlene. Dribble, feed, inside, and what was working before last week is not working right now. Ellie Argyle and Darlene Peterson's connection just a little bit off. A walk here as Rebels flew into the passing lanes. There was initially a window wherein Maddie Croxford could find someone in the paint, but instead had to do a little one-hop thing and a little travel, a turnover here. Darlene, cross-court pass on the right side. McKee in rhythm, throws that one up. Bodies falling out onto the floor as a couple people trying to get that rebound. That's Croxford who gets the brunt of it, gets kind of fallen on there, and a foul called on the Rich Rebels. So we're going to get this little trap coming up here. Easily broken. Croxford out to the right side. Murdoch, baseline jumper, rolls off the rim. No good. Smith comes up with the rebound. Now pushing it quickly across the line. McKee back to Smith. Left side. Crossover. Looking. Nobody there. Back up to the top for McKee. Safe pass, and McKee pumps right. Goes inside. Darlene, good find. Bodies up. No good. Jump ball will go to North Summit. Missed shot by Darlene as that one just went really, really high off of the glass, and just a missed opportunity there. 35-52. We've kind of stayed at this time and this score for a little while. Hartland Richens to Murdoch on the right side wing, then up to Peterson, who dribble drives, and a foul called on the drive. Ambria Lutz will get called for reaching in on the arm. Holmes, very quick pass into Langston, who misses the shot. Murdoch spinning around, partially blocked by Darlene Peterson. 2 shots coming up here as the foul on that little jump baby hook there from about 5 feet out. Another foul on Darlene Peterson. So got a chance to break this spot we've been in for a while. Murdoch rolls it off the left to the right, no good. And a mass substitution coming up for the Rebels. Taylor, Pugmire, Argyle, Lamborn, and McKee out onto the floor. 0 for 1 so far. Murdoch makes it 0 for 2, missing both of them. Outlet here on the right side. McKee, right-hand dribble, right in front of the what would be the Rebel student section. Some of them are gone because the boys are out in Telos. Stolen away and a foul. Brittany Lamborn, after a turnover, trying to get into the paint for Taylor. Reaches inside and will get a foul called on her. So, a little update for the boys. Rich winning 55-48. They kept that score with within the last 50 seconds thanks to an 8-0 run. The Rich Rebel boys taking it up and beating Telos. We'll see them tomorrow, as I will be out in Murray covering in Mount Vernon. Hunter Pace with 13 points, 3 for 3, 100% from beyond the arc. Jaden Cornea with 10. Good to see Cornea getting in there, getting some points up and going. 4 minutes left remaining in our Bear Lake Memorial fourth quarter. Lamborn on the left side wing looks in for Pugmire, finally gives it to her. Pugmire steps in between the double team. One dribble, pass to Argyle. It's going to bounce off of her fingers and end up in the arms of the Braves. Haslam, crossover into the lane, floater. No, this is a little pass to Langston right up over the top of a Rich Rebel. And one opportunity. Langston putting it up and in. It bounced a few times, needed a little bit of an extra coaxing to get up and into the hoop. That one's good. That one's good. 54, now 55 after the capitalization of the three-point play by Langston. 55-35, 20-point lead for North Summit as North Summit has broken it open in the second half. Long three from McKee, no good. Langston up and over the top of Argyle, feeding to the left side. Pugmire rims out, no good. Murdoch off the glass, getting it to Haslam. Heartland, excuse me, I have to apologize. I might have been saying Haslam. I meant Heartland. Heartland Richens. Heartland out to the right side. Savannah now into Langston, and a foul right on the arm as Langston went up for it. And, a lot of double teams. The Rebels are trying to collapse to create pressure, and that's leaving open holes behind them for back cuts for North Summit to capitalize on. If anything, they're going to go to the line every single time. Apologies to all my North Summit fans. It is Heartland Richens. I don't know how long I've been saying Haslam. That is my bad. Heartland Richens has been doing fantastic work and taking over most of the ball handling for the Braves today. McKee across half court to Lamborn on the left side, then to Grohl. Grohl getting pressure, drives in between the double team. Hop step off the front of the rim, no good. Up and over the top. Smith comes down with the rebound and a foul coming up against Heartland Richens. That's her fourth of the game, so you're flirting with 5 right there. Sitting at 21 points, they're going to pull her out with under 3 minutes left here in the game. Lamborn left open, decides to get it back to McKee on the right side. Long three coming up off the front of the rim, no good. Lamborn and Peterson sandwich, ends up with the ball. Offensive rebound, McKee ends up with it at the top of the arc. Dribble, step inside into Peterson. It's going to bounce off of her foot and go out of bounds. A turnover after an attempted feed on the left side from Lamborn. Peterson, spin move, spin cycle out here to the right side, and a lot of pressure and a lot of on the arm. Murdoch drives against Peterson. And finally a hand check foul as she drove right side baseline here. Peterson's going to come on out. Lutz is going to come in. 35-56, and here comes Murdoch. This is double bonus after the foul given by Peterson on the right side baseline. Knocks down the first one, 35-57. 2:22 left before the end of regulation. And 2 for 2 for the line for Murdoch. McKee now in a position with about 2 minutes left. They're just trying to get up some shots here, trying to make some things work, getting in good shots into rhythm. Smith partially blocked right at the free throw line, and Grohl saves it. It will go into the Rich Rebel bench from underneath the basket. That was a heroic attempt and a good save by Grohl, but no one really in the vicinity to capitalize and keep it in play. Peterson getting the feed there from Charlie Sargent. Langston doubled on the near corner. Lamborn trying to cut off the pass, and she's going to bump right into a Brave, and now here comes another double-double. A bonus, double bonus opportunity here, this time for Peterson. Peterson using every part of the rim that she possibly could, knocks down the first one, 59-35. Second one up, Peterson. That one's off the back iron, brick, long rebound, Grohl. Across the timeline, gets it out to Lutz at the top of the arc. Working up against Sargent. Ambria Lutz throws it up there with the right hand and looked a little bit shaken up as she might have got clocked somewhere. But that one's good as, falling away out off balance. Lutz puts that one up. And that's just that's gritty play. Good work there for Ambria Lutz, the starting shooting guard here for the Rich Rebels, 37-59. And now we're seeing a couple people that we might have saw earlier in the day in our JV game. Khalees Tamako. A turnover here by the Braves. Jessa West also in there. And we're going to see Heartland Richens coming back into the game. Haslyn Murdoch is going to check out, and she has been fantastic for the Braves today. A minute 30 left here, 59-37. Violet Taylor, right side Grohl. So the Rich Rebels today are going to go 1-1 in play. The girls will lose here to North Summit after just impressive work on the boards. I mean, just working it off the glass. North Summit's going to come away with a huge victory, 59-37 with about 1 minute left here. So that will be the case here at home for the girls, but the Rich Rebel boys pulling it out, doing a really good job of finding the time and the grit to go out and come away with a win in Telos. Ball poked away here. Violet Taylor comes up with it. Taylor feeding Pugmire in transition far into the baseline. Has to save it, goes back into play. Reeled in there, and now Charlie Sargent. Under a minute left, far out to the left side. West. Tamako with the turnover into the arms of Violet Taylor. That was pretty if she was able to capitalize. A Euro step up and over the head of a Brave defender driving right. No good, and a mass substitution coming up here for the Rebels. Tingy will come out. Taylor will come out. Pugmire will come out. Wallentyne, Scott, Lundgren, Osler, and Wilson are in the game here. Shot from Lundgren too far off to the right, air ball, and the ball will go out of bounds after touching a Rich Rebel. Here comes the Braves, facing a little bit of a press from the Rich Rebels. It forces a long pass that goes out of bounds on the far right corner. Probably not the best place to put that ball placement, but that's why you're getting the practice here at the end of regulation. Wilson thought about it, gives it to Scott on the right elbow, inside out. Lundgren, second attempt for three, off the front of the rim, no good. Wallentyne tries to stick her hand in the cookie jar and rip it away there from Maddie Croxford, but she's not going to give it up. Croxford, right side wing, back up to the top. And that will be your final score. North Summit 59, Rich 37. And these teams will play each other in 5 days. We're going to be going out to Cokeville in just a minute. Yeah, it's back-to-back. So the Rich Rebels are going to go out to Wendover tomorrow, play Wendover. And then the next game right after that, next week, will be against North Summit in Cokeville. Your final, 59-37. North Summit breaks it open with a huge second half. We'll come back to you with a few messages and some statistics here from this game in Randolph as the Rich Rebels fall in this one to the North Summit Braves. We'll come back in just a second on 98.3 in a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel basketball.
Sometimes you just start craving a really good, juicy burger. Add cheese, maybe some bacon, and all the fixins that make every bite even better than the bite before it. Add a side of hand-cut fries, onion rings, or crisp tater tots, and top it off with an amazing ice cream cone. Or maybe a raspberry shake. Just thinking about it makes me hungry. When your stomach is grumbling like an angry bear and your cravings call out, head right down to the Crawford Trough in Randolph. The place to eat and drink. Stop in today.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans and fans of the Braves. Thank you. We get some great shout-outs, and, I would love to thank the North Summit fans for coming out and being part of such an awesome crowd. They were great, and their basketball team played great as well, as we're dipping now into our post-game show. First thing that we're going to cover up is our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. That's Jimmy John's in Evanston, 113 Front Street, where fresh and fast meet every single day. Well, to begin the game there, the North Summit Braves will go on an 8-0 run, setting the tone for what would be the name of the game for the rest of the evening. The Rich Rebels trying to play catch-up the majority of the game. After the end of one, 10-14, 4-point lead at the end of one, and then at halftime, doubling that up to 8, 22-30. Coming out of halftime into the second half, the North Summit Braves just, we saw it with the Rich Rebel boys last week. They were just shooting shots, and it just went in. And it was working and clicking on all cylinders. And I think it was a carryover from what the North Summit Braves saw in their game against Millard yesterday. It was really fun as the North Summit Braves. We're going to have another crack at North Summit as we go down to Colville on February 3rd. Shout out to the Braves for making it a fun game. We'll get a second chance, an opportunity for the Rich Rebels. We're going to go ahead and dip now into our Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game in 30 seconds after this on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports 98.3 The Wildlife.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
As high school sports fans, we know that sometimes you have to drive a long way to get to the next game. If you find yourself on the side of the road, remember that Freeway Tire in Evanston offers service calls and roadside assistance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a great idea to have your vehicle serviced, tires checked, and oil changed to make sure it's in top shape before your next long drive. Visit Freeway Tire today, your locally owned and operated tire shop. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Back here for the conclusion of our post-game show. We've heard from Jimmy Johns, and now we're going to hear from Dr. McKay Frankham in Evanston. That's Dr. McKay Frankham providing precision, that's alliteration, providing precision family dentistry at affordable prices. Dr. McKay Frankham, go ahead, call him at 307-789-8910. We're going to go ahead and give the precision play of the game to Ambria Lutz on that beautiful dime in terms of fast break points, stealing it at half court, going from right to left on your radio dial, spinning into the lane, and then splitting probably like less than 6 inches, fitting that ball in between 2 Brave defenders, finding Pugmire right on the right side block, and then a right-handed layup. It was just a beautiful work of art in terms of basketball, and something you'd love to see, trying to get the Rebels back into the game, as that was in our third quarter there. Thank you to Dr. McKay Frankham in Evanston for allowing us to recognize our precision play of the game. Now it's time for our LSR Refrigerated player of the game. That's Darren Trisher and the entire Wallentine family wishing the Rebels good luck in all that they do. Our LSR Refrigerated player of the game is going to go ahead and go to, there's quite a few options, to be completely frank with you. I know I say that every single time. But we saw really good work from Ellie Argyle. We saw some good work from Darlene Peterson. And I think we're going to go ahead and give it to Taylor McKee. She was asked a lot to kind of spearhead this offense and try and keep everybody calm. McKee tried to find open people. They got good looks thanks to the drives and the offensive IQ of Taylor McKee. Thanks so much for Taylor McKee for being our LSR Refrigerated player of the game. Our final here in Randolph tonight, North Summit coming in and toppling the Rebels here at home, 59-37 after a huge second half coming out. Thank you so much for joining us here on 98.3. This is Cody Olsen here signing off, saying thank you on behalf of Colton Bagley in the studio, Melissa Olsen, camera woman, all-around extraordinaire, and by mylocalradio.com. We are pleased to be able to present to you rich Rebel sports and coverage in all facets. As always, stay safe, drive safe this weekend if you're going anywhere, and go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Thank you for joining us on this Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com. Until next time, go Rebels!